Evening, everyone. Let us know in the chat whether you can see and hear us, and then we will get started. Back to my normal OBS setup now, so there's no like ridiculous lag.
You think your laptop can cope with this, Rob?
Yeah, my laptop can cope with this. My laptop can cope with like all the graphics and stuff for the happy hour pod. It just can't deal with the power of that's needed for the graphics to run the stream.
I think we're working.
Who's in the chat? We've got Goodman in the chat, James, Robin, John Shanley, Pirlo's beard, Captain Never Leave Us Again. Thanks, Pirlo. Addy Tor, Captain's there at the top.
There's one thing with this community, Rob. It's full of gratitude. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
You step in, do the best you can, and it's full of gratitude.
Like, I think it was like in the whilst they were doing the build up, and I'm trying to fix it, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is going to be horrible. And then
my favourite moment was I had Boxit's captain. I didn't even know he'd scored because that goal
just popped up. That was after half time. Yeah, so when I started because we have to like just kick off the timer on the commentary. So I've kicked off the timer, and I can see the commentary flicking up, but on like my preview screens, but not on the actual stream. And I was just like, oh Christ! And then I restarted it because I started the second half about a minute earlier than it should have been, and so I restarted it again, and then when it flicked up, and then I saw the goal tweet on Twitter, and I was like, we're just gonna like fall well so far behind Twitter if I restart it again. So I had to kind of just try and keep refreshing it until it decided to work again. In the end, yeah, we got there.
I'd pause notifications on Twitter because it was not spoiling it, but it's nice to see it for the first time on the stream. So I'd pause the notifications, and I didn't even realise Boxage had scored. He was only and say he was my captain as well, so it was quite. That was probably I didn't quite enjoy that.
There was like no way. Like my laptop was struggling to run the stream. I don't know. I wouldn't have been able to go and reschedule, like click all of the scheduled tweets forward a couple of minutes. Because I was thinking, if I could try and do that, like if I've got a third laptop, and I was like, I could just get that out and quickly try and just bash out all the Twitter tweets, like to go a couple of minutes later. But yeah, it was just a nightmare. Yeah, thank God Chris is back this week. He's not
a journalism degree, right? I've got a journalism degree. The joys of live broadcast.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, right?
Yeah. So yeah, thanks to everyone that tuned in on Thursday and bared with us, and we got there in the end. Like everyone got all their scores, good or bad, and we got there. I think by the time the commentary had actually finished on the stream, the final BPS tweet had just been gone out. I think we were about 5 or 6 minutes behind by the end of the stream. But yeah, next time it happens, I know, like, because I ran the stream last year, and we had a different setup for how the graphics fed through to YouTube. They like embedded straight into YouTube rather than embedded into the OBS software. And if I ever have to do it again, we'll just have to embed it straight into YouTube again, because then it doesn't involve me having to power all the graphics. But yeah, all good. Right, we'll get properly started for the benefit of the podcast. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the ChampMan FPL Gameweek 12 preview. My name's Rob, or at FPL Panda, and this evening I'm once again joined by @Man on Pod Craig. Craig, how's it going?
Yeah, well, good, mate. Good ChampMan week. 58 points. Green arrow back into the top 200. Now that's good. FPL has gone well as well today. So I had Sun captain. So I'm in a good mood. And I'm kind of over COVID. I've had COVID most of this week, but it's wearing off now. So triple reason to be in a good mood.
Yeah, it's good. It's, good. Obviously, I'm not playing the game properly, but yeah, I've held on to top spot in our little zombie league. Although I think captain has actually dropped down into third, and Whitebeard has gone up into second place, and captain hasn't passed the 600 point mark yet. He's on like 597. So yeah, by the start of next week, he'll have passed it. I'm not sure how well I'm going to do because, some of the injury news that's coming up tonight is going to be pretty horrible for a lot of people.
But just remind you, last time I was on here on the preview stream, you injured about 6 of my players. So we don't need another one of those evenings, please, if you can help it.
I mean, it's worth noting, you might have seen on Friday morning, there are a ton of results tweets going out, and yeah, it was the League Cup following the Gameweek 11 fixtures. So every single team had a game in the midweek, I think, more or less. Because those that weren't playing in the League Cup, it was because they were in Europe. So yeah, more or less every team had a game in midweek as well. So there's a lot of low condition. There's a few injuries out there. And yeah, we also, what else we've got coming up tonight? Oh, and there's the international squads for the Euro 2004 playoffs have been announced. So we have some blank game week 13 news. And yes, it is going to be a blank game week 13.
Excellent.
We will have a look at that at the end to make everyone keep watching. If the injuries in low condition wasn't enough, how about like at least, I think there's at least 6 teams that could be blanking in game week 13.
So what are you saying, Rob? We're all going to have less players this week than we had in FPL this week. That's basically what you're saying.
There's a possibility, yeah.
Wicked.
My zombie team isn't far off that, to be fair. Right, let's we'll just whiz through the last week games just so I can click on some of the stats, and then we'll have to whiz through the League Cup results as well. There's a couple of surprising ones, and then we'll just get down to it with the injuries and all of that jazz. So Arsenal Bolton. Craig, if you I'll click through and you just let us know if there's anything that surprised you for any of the games as we go through. I mean, I think this
Bolton did all right in this game, didn't they? 9 shots to 10. I think that was quite unlucky, Bolton. Well, not unlucky to lose. I think the result was predictable, but they actually had more shots on target than Arsenal did, which was quite surprising. Henry obviously returned for those that had him. 5 shots, I think, for him. So maybe a bit unlucky not to get more than 1 goal from Henry, but nice to see that the expectation of him doing well came true. Let's say Bolton a little bit unlucky if you carried some of their players, like someone like Pedersen. I don't know how many shots he had, to be fair, but Bolton had 8 shots, and all you got off him was a 3-3 on target. All you got off him was a yellow card. You're a bit unlucky there.
Another week you're getting a hat trick, 3 BPS, and all like everything, aren't you, from him? So yeah, unlucky. Villa 2, Liverpool 0. Couple of big injuries from Biscan and Owen there. More on that later. Villa giving another good account of themselves this season. I
think I kind of expected a home win. I think 1-0 Liverpool. To say, it'd be interesting how much the Biscan injury hurt them. They are a lot better with him playing. He obviously went off very early, so that probably didn't help. But I think I was expecting Villa to have the better of it. It was just a case of how many they'd score. Liverpool, a bit like Chelsea, have got a capability of like 0-0s, even though they give up quite a lot of shots. But obviously not in this game.
Bradford v Leicester, another home win.
They've got to start conceding soon, right, Bradford? At home. I know it is getting a bit ridiculous now. This one, I think you could maybe foresee a bit more. Leicester don't really shoot that much in away games, and kind of what happened here was barely any shots in this game, was there? So
what was there? They had 3 shots, yeah.
I think people got a bit excited when they saw McAnuff up front. He's done well up front in the previous game this season. He's obviously got his dribbling stats, which is a different dimension, a different type of striker to sort of the more physical target men type of strikers we're used to seeing.
Yeah,
it worked once,
he'd been injured
work
for a few. Had he been injured for a few weeks?
Yeah, he has. Everyone got
Yes.
him in for the long run of home games while he missed the ball.
Yeah. But yeah, he's it'd be interesting if he can hold down that spot up top, because then I mean, although with Leicester being how they are this season in the Sim, I'm not sure it's even worth the OOP move on him when you can put that money into somewhere else, really.
I think if you want to load up on cheap midfielders, and he's one of them, that you don't mind playing in the random home games he has, I think that's fair enough. I think there's probably no one better at 5 million that stands out, at least. I was quite surprised by this game. I thought Everton might get something here. I think the sim data suggested United would batter them, but shots on target, there's not a lot in it. It's not a 3-0 set of stats, that really, is it?
No. Yeah, you'd expected. I was thinking maybe like a 2-1 to United, not a 3-0. Wasn't expecting a clean sheet from them. Ugo Ehiogu grabbing another clean sheet before he goes off on his suspension.
I think people benched him, didn't they? Some people, strange. If you own Man United players, you play them every game. That's
because
some people might learn from, I think.
Yeah, I think with defenders that are like, if you've bought them at like 5.5, 6 million plus, I think you kind of have to have to play them.
People might have done it with Gardner as well, playing away to Arsenal. Probably didn't have high expectations, but he obviously scored. If you had a couple of them.
Gardner's another one that I think you just play every week, because he'll play away games. He'll probably play at the back, but he's generally on set pieces and stuff still. And then home games, he obviously plays in the midfield more or less, I think, every week. So
we still can't keep Ruud quiet. One shot, none on target, still managed to make himself an assist.
Yeah.
So he keeps
the returns ticking, doesn't he? This happened last year, though. He just, even when he doesn't score, he gets a return. Ticks along really nicely. That's why he's priced how he is. Like, it's not just the goals; it's everything else that you get from him. Ipswich 4, Watford 2, another goal fest involving Watford, but probably not a surprising result. What did surprise a lot of people was the upfront pairing that did not include Marcus Stewart.
That was quite a surprise. And obviously Tarico, who's probably the most owned Ipswich player, I think, probably did nothing either. Game for the midfielders against Watford. Chippo got 6 key passes, which is a mentally high number, hence why he got the average rating of a 10. I think if you were in this game, he was a bit unlucky if he didn't really get a lot. I think Pitcher 1 shot, 1 on target. But look at Redknapp compared to Holland. Not a lot in it in terms of their attributes and their involvement in the game, and yet Holland did nothing, and Redknapp got 2 goals.
Goes mental, yeah.
So you're a bit unlucky. I think most people maybe went for Holland to try and get a piece of the Ipswich sort of attack. Just one of those things, right? You roll the dice in that situation, and you get lucky or you don't.
And a lot of people went with Marcus Stewart because he was seemingly the nailed one, and then the Pablo and Alan Armstrong, who it was a coin flip really as to which one started. Both come away with a return each as well.
I think you look at those stats though. Look at those 4: Holland, Redknapp, Armstrong, Pablo. They've all had at least 2 shots on target. This is why you take a chance playing against Watford. If you can guarantee your players having 2 shots on target, you'll be happy to roll the dice and hope for a piece of that, right? I say Holland got nothing in this one. The other 3 all got a goal.
But then if you ran it again, Holland comes away with Redknapp's returns quite easily, doesn't he? So or Chippo does.
Fodringham, same reason. Fodringham's been a bit unlucky if you went him. He's played quite a lot of games in a row before this game. You probably would have been within your rights to think he would have played.
Yeah.
But risky, especially with a team like Ipswich, so many players, it's a risky run with them.
Man City Leeds. I think this is similar to the Man United Everton game. I wasn't expecting a clean sheet for Leeds.
No, same. Leeds actually did a bit better of a job at dominating than what Man United did in their game.
Yeah.
It's clearly working. I wasn't really interested in Leeds midfield because it just seemed like a bit of a minefield personally to not go there. But
Yeah.
you can't knock it at the moment. One or two of them are getting returns every week. Kewell has been pretty consistent the last 3 or 4 game weeks.
Yeah. I think generally it looks like it'll be Viduka, Larson, Keane behind, and then it's whether Kewell moves back into Bowyer's spot or not. I think that's the general.
I think it's what's showing to me is I think if they're going to play over half the games with an up arrow in the AMC, I think that player is becoming worth owning.
Yeah,
but I say we don't quite know if it's going to be Keane or Kewell as the first choice in that role yet because Larson's not been fit, really, is he?
But, we keep getting injuries to players before we can get that information, really.
But that player is doing very well for Leeds at the minute. I know there will be games where it might not be, you might have the wrong player or there might be no up arrow and then IMR plays, especially with Keane. Keane's risky because he probably doesn't play if there's no up arrow, right? Because it'll be IMR and then probably Kewell and Bowyer deeper.
Yeah.
So Kewell's very risky, but it becomes a lot more like Matt Jensen now, I think, Robbie Keane.
Yeah.
With more upside.
So
there's obviously games where Jensen's not actually that useful, and I think Keane might be like that as well now.
Newcastle 2, Chelsea 1. Newcastle grabbing a winner at the death from Thomas Gardso.
Those stats could be 0-0, couldn't they? What you expect from Chelsea? 7 shots on target in the whole game is pretty low for a ChampMan game. Just one of those games again. They're say with a 0-pointer for pretty much most people. Other weeks you could have got a goal and a clean sheet and some bonus in that game.
Coventry Spurs, Julian Joachim scoring and then getting sent off 12 minutes later. Rushbury getting the return out of those 2 cheapy Spurs forwards.
For once, you're a bit unlucky as a Mcmahon not to get the clean sheet, aren't you? So most other weeks he's got one with about 15 shots against him. This week he only has 2 and they've scored. Not that I'm moaning. I'm obviously very grateful they conceded Coventry, but you're a bit unlucky, really. 1 shot on target, he's gone in.
Richard Langley getting a return on I think it was his debut or was his second game.
I think he's played before. I think.
Yeah, he played last week as well. Middlesbrough, Sunderland, Uriah Rennie show, just causing some carnage.
Randy Martin tipped a red card in this game on the spaces before kickoff, so he was onto something.
Whenever Uriah Rennie pops up, Andy Martin tips Uriah Rennie to get a red card. I think anyone would, wouldn't you? You'd back a red card if Uriah Rennie's on the pitch.
Not by ratings for Borough there. You're a bit unlucky if you had one of their players with an 8.
I think it gives the red card for Southgate. It gives people now that opportunity to jump off where they might not have felt they needed to. But that red card, I think it gives that opportunity now to jump off of Southgate. I think Atherton could be the one if you want to move to another Borough defender.
Yeah, look at it. I think a lot of people at the start of this year when the pricing came out were thinking those Borough centre-backs are quite cheap and maybe even weighing up getting both. I certainly was for a while considering getting both, but for 0.5 less, Atherton's thrown himself right into the mix. And so if you're looking to save 0.5 now, I think it's viable that you have him instead. He's got some. I'm going to do a pod soon about some defender attributes. I think he's got some high numbers in sort of some unexpected areas, Atherton. So one to watch out for.
And finally, Blackburn versus Norwich. Blackburn just absolutely annihilating Norwich, but only coming away with 1 goal. I think I saw a few people with Janssen captain. I think they've got very unlucky there, really. He only gets 2 shots on goal in the game out of a ridiculous amount, and Peter Crouch has 6 shots on goal and finally gets his first goal of the season. Could it be the start of something special from Peter Crouch this season? I'm not sure.
This game, it's a sort of form game, is it? So it shouldn't really make any difference. It's not like he's going to be extra confident or he's going to go on a streak now or anything. But
Yeah, he's just as likely to score next week as he was this week.
It's a lesson, though, isn't it, to managers? If you've got a home striker, Henry and Crouch, both this week, out of form, frustrating managers left, right, and centre, they both decided to return this week. So it is a lesson to everyone playing that play the fixtures, not what's happened in the last couple of game weeks, because those two players have both delivered.
Definitely. Right, so that leaves the league table, which everyone can see on my ticker sheet anyway. Spurs now in a bit of trouble. I'm wondering how long Alex McLeish will last there. So flick through some of the stats pages. You've got Radivi still up there with Dewberry at 84% pass completion. Holt's injured, so yeah, no one's passed him with the tackles per game stat. Dyer and Graham Marchant up there with dribbles per game. Salakovic still with his 100% shots on target record. He's someone to keep an eye out, I think, at Middlesbrough. And Larson topping the average rating still. Have a quick look then at the League Cup results. We'll just have a quick flick through them. 4-0 to Arsenal. So Ipswich drop out.
Unlucky if you've got Torrico there, right? He's about the only normal regular starter that's played.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of rotation for both teams in that game. But yeah, looks like Westerveld and Torrico as an outfield player, the only one.
Bolton shock defeat to Bristol City. Emmanuel Osei Kufuor was man of match.
He starts off at Arsenal, doesn't he, on this game?
I think he did.
Yeah.
So Bolton drop out. Chelsea beating Palace. Aki Rialati, he's someone that is wanted by someone at the moment. He's not wanted by. He was wanted by someone earlier this season, but he's not anymore. There's
not as much as you might have expected from Chelsea.
Big shock for Norwich, getting dumped out by Crewe 4-1. Dean Ashton.
Maybe Blackburn should have signed him instead of Peter Crouch, right?
Yeah, could he?
The lower league.
He might end up at West Ham one day, I think. With those sort of performances. He was a brilliant striker. It was sad how his career went because when he was at West Ham before the broken leg? It looked like
England, didn't he?
Yeah, he was just getting on the verge of the England squad, and there was like rumours about Man United wanting him.
I don't know what they've been doing. It could have signed David James. I've just noticed as well.
They've got David James.
Not Norwich, pretty much for full strength. Most other Prem teams we've seen so far.
Who else there? Christian Daly.
Yeah, raided West Ham, haven't they?
Yeah. Scott Young was
Kieran Richardson there as well.
Oh, nice. I thought. Kieran Richardson. No wonder they won.
That striker's very good as well. It can be that number 30. I've turned it to Andy Martin a minute. Just on this game, that guy number 30 for Crewe. I've seen him get really good on this game before.
Rafe Plant. Right. Derby versus City. Tonton on the bench. City dumped
get a
out
game in the League Cup.
City dumped out on penalties 4-3. Alfingi Haaland missing the decisive penalty there.
Probably useful for our game, right? And some teams go out.
Yeah,
we can't fixture carnage later in the season.
You want the. I think those that have got all their chips still and want some fixture carnage, don't you? And this like last season, I wanted the fixture carnage because I was holding off playing any chips, and so people want. If they've got all their chips still in play, they want to have all of these teams going through. Everton 3, Barnsley 0. The former scouts, ChampMan scout, his team.
2 wing backs played again for Everton. Rotation most other places, but both the first choice wing backs.
Naismith and McAteer
played again.
Who else have we got from Leeds beating Kidderminster 3-1? Alan Smith getting on the score sheet. Ian Hart getting a start.
Of course he
So
did.
the highly rotated team, and Ian Hart now starts in it. 3-0 Man United v Burnley. Cole and York both scoring, and Scholes
Quite a strong
scoring as
team for
well.
Man United, actually, there, isn't it? Not too
Well,
much rotation.
I mean, they've got obviously the injury. Oh no, they haven't got the injury problems. Ayog would have been suspended. I think one of his suspension games is this in this game. Like Nedved second string, Scholes second string, Dunn second string.
I think they would have given Sylvester the game off, right, as the only left back, and they've played him centre back in the cup instead. It looks like.
Yeah. Like it's what, eight second string players? You wouldn't call them second string. They'd start in like any of the other 18,
you could
17,
see that
18
team
teams.
You could see that as a partial rotation league game, that lineup, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect Ruud to miss out in the league game. I don't think that's partial rep.
No.
But
yeah, he'd play probably instead of York, probably. Right. Middlesbrough overcoming Walsall, who seem to be linked with everyone in the league. Abel Xavier. Brad Jones owners in trouble. Straight red for him, so he'll have a suspension coming up.
Some decent rep there. I've never heard of Hunter. Is he a regen or a new player? The left back looks like for Borough.
Carl Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, so they've rotated quite a lot actually compared to some teams. Decent result for Middlesbrough with their rotation there.
And then Leicester beating Wolves 1-0. I thought that said Sean Connery.
We found what happened to Colin Cooper. He's ended up at Wolves.
He's ended up at Wolves. Who's managing Wolves these days? Dave Jones is.
Yeah, decent on yeah.
Right, so that's the League Cup. There were some games in Europe as well.
What a week.
Liverpool beating Gentra Baligi, I think their name is, 4-1. Nice comfortable win to go through 5-1 on aggregate.
Blackburn played there, but I just noticed he obviously was injured in the league game.
He's okay, but maybe Owen isn't. Blackburn Blackburn sneaking through on the away goals thanks to a Thomas penalty 15 minutes from time.
They look like they've rotated there for a European game. Looking at that lineup, quite surprised. 1-0 up from the home leg, and they've Andre Peralta, Burton O'Brien, Lundviksen. Certainly not first choice. No Weatherall, two guy. Obviously Duff's playing even, but yeah, 3 or 4 names missing there. You'd expect. So they've got away with one there, Blackburn.
And then who else is there? Villa. Against VfB Stuttgart, go away from home, getting them a big 0-0 draw away from home.
Poor from George Boateng. I think I noticed he got a 5 in the last league game, and he got a 5 again. What that means for him, maybe he's going to get dropped.
Yeah, good result all round for those in the UEFA Cup. So those 3 will be in the third round draw, which hasn't been made yet because they have to wait for the Champions League group stages to finish, because all of the third place teams will be dropping down into the third round of the UEFA Cup, like Middlesbrough. Right. Let's have just having a look at the chat quickly. All sports fan Adam needing a huge leak this week, guys. I want 8 names. You'll be lucky to get 5. Right. Yeah. We're doing the spinner again now. We're not doing the spinner again.
No, I don't want no part of that. I'm not taking any criticism for the way that goes.
Right. Let's have a look at. Let me just load up our injuries, etc. Right, at Arsenal.
They've signed the centre back, and the other one's got injured. What a chances!
Yeah, so they have signed Jolene Lescott from Derby County. Where is he? There he is. He's all right though.
Yeah, he's an upgrade on Upson, I would think. He was quite useful for bonus at Derby when Derby signed
So
him
we've
from Wolves. He was quite good for bonus
priced him at
points.
5.5, which is the same as Upson. So yeah, we think he's going to start every week now.
Yeah, I think that's kind of fair enough. So it'll be a real test on formations and tactics and zonal marking against man marking, those sorts of questions now, how well he does, because he's got the potential to get good bonus points based on what he did at Derby in season 2. So, but obviously Arsenal centre backs naturally don't seem to get a lot of bonus points in our sim, despite having quite good attributes. So this would be a good test of
Hopefully,
how well he does.
having a stronger centre back pairing might make the likes of Ashley Cole, Loren more appealing.
But they should keep more clean sheets,
because they're keeping
which
more
obviously
clean
be a
sheets.
start.
Yeah, because that's why there isn't the appeal with them at the moment. Is because there isn't that. Like if they don't get the attacking return, that's it. There's nothing to fall back on. But now maybe they'll pick up the odd clean sheet as well with some help. So from Arsenal, Christian Bastidis is now one yellow away from a ban. So he'll be flagged. Sol Campbell out for 10 days with a twisted knee, so it's game week 14 for Big Sol. Luzhny is low condition at 87%. Ray Parlor, for those that might have him, out for 10 days. He's been a victim of the stub toe. Will that be as bad as One Chop's stub toe that seems to have gone on forever? So yeah, he's out for 10 days, which is game week 14 there. But everyone
Shame for him.
else,
I think a few people had earmarked him as maybe a cheap midfielder that could get some returns.
who Parlor,
9 starts is quite a lot. Yeah, 9 starts isn't bad, is it, in the league?
yeah, and he's someone that like historically through the sim hasn't performed too badly. Like he picks up the odd return here and there as well. So yeah,
He is orange
annoying.
flag though. There is it at 90%, so he still might play.
He still play. Yeah, might play, might not. Arsenal's fixture is on the Sunday as well, so he has got an extra day. But he won't go over 90%, will he?
No,
He needs
I
that
wouldn't
10
think so.
days. Right, on to the Villa. And Alpi is out for 2 weeks with a twisted knee. So he's out till game week 14. Super Ian Taylor is 81%. Scullion isn't in the game. Boaz Myhill's the reserve keeper. He's down to 90%. And Mustafa Hadji is down to 90%. Villa play on the Sunday, so you'd expect Hadji to be okay for that for their game week 12 fixture. Yeah, so all good from
Yeah,
Arsenal and
Alpire's not
Villa.
started a league game anyway, despite the fact his attributes are quite good. He's not really considered in their league team, so it shouldn't change too much, I wouldn't think.
Blackburn Rovers, a few new low condition. Ronald de Boer's still out. He's out for 3 weeks. That's game week 15. Jimmy Corbett, I think we only just added him to the game. He's out for a month with a thigh strain, so he's out till, well, calf strain even, so he's out till game week 17. Ludvigsen, 78%. Betterton, 86%. Duff, 88%. Ostenstad, well, he's not in the game. Crouch, 87%. Henningberg, 81%.
When do
So
they play, Rob? What day?
Blackburn play on the Sunday, yeah, because they had the European fixture, didn't they? So they play on Sunday as
All
well.
of
So they've
their
got
tired players should be of a condition that's high enough to start. Even Ludvigsen should jump enough to be high enough to be considered to start.
yeah.
I imagine most of these will be all right. Crouch will be in the 90s. Berg's the only one that might miss it, but I wouldn't thought so. Probably still play, I think.
Right, on to our next team, Bolton. And a few new bits here. Ricky Skimmaker out for 2 weeks with strained knee ligaments. That's game week 14.
Their
Sean
back three is pretty set now then.
Sean Davis out for a week. So game week 13. He's 84%. Nicky Sovell 79%. Ricketts 87%. Per Franson 89%. Who else is new? Alvis is an current running like a reoccurring injury. He's still out till game week 22, and Jussi Jaskalainen is suspended for 3 matches from this week, so he will return in game week 15.
So you could miss Man United away, assuming that's not been postponed. We'll obviously get to that later. One of the games that could have been postponed, but that's good to know that you could miss that Man United game in 13.
Yeah.
So we've got it'll be DeVos, Hendry, and Dunn now. I think with Schumacher out, that'll be the back three for the next couple of weeks.
On to Bradford, and their medical room is a little bit busy at the moment. Right, Peggy Affiksad, he's got an injury. He's also got. Oh no, he was injured. He came off injured, and he didn't come off because he was sent off. So he's out for a few days with a bruised shin. So game week 13 return. Ewan Jess has re-injured himself, and he's now out for 3 weeks with a damaged shoulder. I don't know what his injury was before, but yeah, now it's his shoulder.
No, I can't remember either.
It was a twisted knee last time. Yeah, now it's his shoulder that's fucked. So
Allegedly, injuries that go together naturally, those two, aren't they?
Yeah. Nick Maddison, he's out for 3 weeks. So now that's
I thought
their second.
Maddison off Newcastle then for a minute. I thought that sneaky transfer had gone through.
I think that's their second choice goalkeeper. Is Nick Maddison. So yeah, he's out till game week 15. Oh no, he's third choice because their second choice is Andy Lonergan, who they noticed on the stream on Thursday was on the bench for Everton on Thursday evening.
Wow, good effort.
Yeah,
he's horrible in this game. Look at those for stats. He's horrible.
So Andy Lonergan, I think, will be getting the nod for Bradford in coming weeks. He's joined the game. I think we've priced him at 4. Let's double check.
4 million, I hope.
Yep, 4 million. Yeah, so Andy Lonergan, 4 million goalkeeper added to the game. Steve,
I think they're definitely out there. He's got his orange flag at 90, so he, in theory, could play, right?
He could play, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably expect him to as well.
I wouldn't be making moves to bring in Lonergan instead. To be fair, I think if you've got Affiksad, then you've probably got another goalkeeper at 4.5 that you can play if you wanted to. Yeah, Bradford play away to Chelsea, so you probably wouldn't be playing Affiksad anyway, would you?
I was weighing up Gudjonsson this week. It makes it a little bit more appealing if
Andy Lonergan's in goal. Steve McMahon, he's out till game week 29 with a hip injury. 4 months for him.
Not the Steve McMahon of Liverpool late 1980s fame. I don't think for
no, not that.
Players
I don't think it is that Steve McMahon. No, because he's only 19. Right, on to Chelsea, and they've got a big injury for a highly owned player. Yeah, he's in my zombie team. So Benito Carboni is out for 2 weeks till game week 14.
Oh, that's an annoying injury for 2 weeks.
Yes. Yeah, especially with the Bradford fixture. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at it for my zombie team a couple of weeks ago and go, oh, that's a nice little run of fixtures for him. And yeah, he's missing possibly the best one.
We've got 3 homes in a row, I think, from 14, so he might be back. Is it a waste of a transfer to take him out for 2 weeks? I don't know. There's obviously other options that are quite good as well, but
yeah. Babiaro still got a flag. 10 days. He's 26%, so he's not going to be playing. So game week 14, we expect him to be back to full fitness. And Willie Gallas is out for 10 days with a gashed leg. So he's out till game week 14 as well.
What was Babiaro there? Sorry, we're going to get him. Who's the left back for this game week? It's probably not going to be him. So there's going to be a cheap left back probably for this game week.
Joe Keenan.
Yeah, he might start this game. If you're anyone on a free hit, may have a very cheap way into Chelsea at home to Bradford. Because
I
it's
can
not going
imagine
to be either the other two, is it? I don't think.
It's not going to be
No, I think it will be him.
Kitamarik or whatever his name is, or De Cesare.
He's just played the League Cup game, right? He must be reasonably high on their list of players, Keenan. So, yeah.
Yeah, he did. He played centre-half, though, didn't he?
No, he's left-back. Gallas is centre-back with Kennedy there.
Oh, no, he played left-back, yeah. So I think it'll be...
you make it 1 week out of him. And then I'd assume Gronkia plays right midfield for Gallas, although that Christensen could play there. I don't know how much he's improving in the background, but I'd imagine Gronkia will be the natural successor to Carboni on the right for a couple of weeks. So I think he's 5.5 Gronkia, so maybe not a bad option for a couple of game weeks if you're that way inclined.
Right, on to Coventry City. Just load up Coventry.
The injuries aren't to any of their first choice players really. Newell's played a couple of games, isn't he? But he's the only one.
Yeah, Charlie Newell, who's he's the regen. He's out for 3 months. That was last week. Game week 26. He's out till. Nothing really new, apart from their player that we've added to the game, Andreas Dahl. What's that? 20 for influence, and he's got lots of stamina as well.
Jordan Henderson in the making there, isn't he? Loads of stamina.
So he's come into the game as a 4.5 midfielder. Make of that what you will. Julian Joachim, where is he? He's obviously banned from the 9th of November, so a week's time. So his suspension will be game weeks 14, 15, 16 for him.
Possible bargain for a couple of weeks there. Jay Bothroyd probably will start up front for a few games as a result of that. So one to put on your shortlist for a few weeks.
Jermaine Genius still out till game week 14. He's 90%. Phil Gilchrist, where's he? This guy. He's 1 yellow away from a ban. John Fitzgerald.
Pete Carter in the chat. Why has Joachim only been banned for 3 games? Didn't he punch someone or something? He got 3 games for that.
Where's the? I forgot about that. Where's the commentary? He punched Ziege.
3 games for that.
He only gets 3 games. They must have appealed it. Ziege must have.
Jeskalainen's got 3 games, but I don't know what Jeskalainen did. Probably tripped someone up. He's got 3 games.
He was. He was the last. He was last man. Joachim punches someone. Where's the? And our good friend Bauder out for 10 days still with his groin strain. So it's game week 14 for him. Right, I forgot about Joachim and punching someone. I think that's the first time we've had a red card from a punch.
You can get like 8-10 games or something in ChampMan for punching people. I've seen it happen numerous times. Usually a bit more than 3.
Not much to report from Everton, apart from Kevin McLeod. He's got a flag for 10 days, 81% here. So we expect full fitness by game week 14 for him. So Everton relatively okay. But they didn't play in Europe and didn't play in the League Cup, which would be probably why they're all okay. They've all had a week off.
Yeah. Good sacrificing for the manager.
Ipswich, Matty Holland fans, he got away with it and didn't get that yellow card, so you've got him for another week at least. but yeah, he's 1 yellow away. Herman Hreiderson, he's got a 2-match ban. I think he served his first one in the League Cup, so he returns game week 14. And then we've got Neil Brown 86%, Guillermo Graven at 90%, Abadal is still 89%, and Kevin Reed, the reserve keeper, is 89% for them.
All good there then. No one cares about any of them players, I don't think.
Nope. And Leeds United, not much to report of new. Larson back to 100%. Mabry's down to 87%. Bakker 90%. Cansdale Sharif. He's got an injury, but yeah, he's not even.
He's not a bad left back actually on the team, but he ain't going to get a look in this team, I don't think. But he's not actually that bad.
Yeah, so all good for Leeds. So potentially going to see the full strength team since Ibar's signed for the first time at home to Middlesbrough.
Could be a battery in this as well. I think from Fantasy Connection, I think put a video on the Discord, and I think he had quite a few Leeds thumpings in that game. So obviously a lot of people
Middlesbrough have been
United.
leaking goals, haven't they? Yeah,
so it's not an obvious captain game because most people will assume Middlesbrough are quite useful, especially when Man United have got Leicester, but maybe not quite so clear cut.
Right, on to Leicester. Not much new for them. Brett Darby, who is in the game. Did we add him recently? Must have. He's out for 10 days till game week 14. Terry Dunfield, 90%. Tim Flowers, 90%, but he doesn't start anymore. And James Scowcroft has still got a week to go, but he is 90% fitness for him, so he could play. But everyone else is all okay at Leicester.
Shame for old Derby. Got the winner in the Wolves game in the League Cup, got him through, then got himself injured, unfortunately.
Yeah. Right, on to Liverpool, who have a big injury to, surprise, surprise, Michael Owen. And he's out.
Too many donuts. Is that what he's done? No.
He's out for a month. He's strained his ankle ligaments whilst going to the cupboard to go and get some donuts.
Pretty big this week because I think their strikers are quite attractive for this game week, Liverpool. So the fact he's not playing pretty much guarantees Fowler and Heskey, I would imagine. I know Lippmann's still knocking around and there's a few others, but I think it's probably quite a strong chance it's Fowler and Heskey.
Yeah.
So both of those are maybe options because I think Liverpool will do well this one game week. So it makes the decision a bit easier, less, especially for the cheaper guys. Obviously, less risk of rotation now, which is what you want, isn't it, for a striker?
Yeah.
So I think Heskey especially could be quite an interesting differential for people changing their third striker. I've got Boxic, for example. I don't want to play him against Leeds. So there's a few options I can go to.
Heskey's firmly on that list now. Yeah. The only other thing is Richie Partridge at 90%, but they play on Sunday, so he should be okay. Right, on to Man City, and Paulo Wanchop is still flagged with the stub toe. It's because they keep fucking playing him, don't they? He can never get himself up to a point, but he is now at 90%. So I imagine he plays again at 90% with the flag like he did before, and then he'll drop back down to 40%.
They did give him the League Cup off, to be fair, so they were a bit generous to him. They gave him the League Cup game off. But, have they got another day as well, or are they playing on the Saturday? Could he get?
They play today, yeah. So yeah.
He'll probably start then. I imagine he'll start flag.
Yeah. I think if you own him, you just start him, don't you? He's like if he doesn't start, then he's not going to be on the bench, is he?
I don't think their fixtures are amazing. I think it might be a time to sell, to be honest. If you got a risk, he might not play, or he might get an early injury. Midterm fixtures aren't great, so I think there's other options. Watford, for example, Heskey, we just mentioned, Noah Fowler. So you got some choices if you own him still.
Pirlo's beard. Is this one of the 3 weeks a season where managers are lured into buying a Liverpool forward like sailors being lured by mermaids to their watery doom? Possibly. Right. What is there for low condition from City? They've got Scott Brow on 87%, Mick Daly on 90%, Paul Dickoff on 88%. Gareth Liddell on 87% and Chris Mackin on 85%. Dean Hopkins, the regen he's in Andy Martin's team. He's 90% Gameweek 4. Andy might have sold him by now though. I think it was a mistake he made when doing his wild card.
We're all allowed one, right? Most of us got Burton O'Brien. That was an equally bad mistake. So
you know, well, I didn't make that mistake, but then I haven't had a wild card, so there you go.
Go on, you mate. You're a bad boy.
I'm going to be pushing for a wild card in Game Week 19, though. Right, Man United. Silvestre still got his injury, but he did play.
What they play him in the League
Burnley.
Cup for against Bristol City? Sorry, Burnley.
He's still got a few days, but he is 90%, so he's out to. I think he'll still. We're going to flag him as Game Week 13, but I think he'll probably end up playing. Scholes is 88%. Wes Brown 90%, but doubt they play. Ekiog on top of his upcoming. Has he got an upcoming suspension?
No, I think he's one short still, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's one short. Yeah, so yeah, he's still one short of a ban. He's also joined on that list now by Roy Keane. So yeah, Roy, give it. To, may as well just say Roy Keane suspended for Game Week 15. By then he would have had the yellow card. And then Kevin Moffat, who got added a couple of weeks ago, is injured till Game Week 26, but I think that was announced last week anyway. So yeah, Man United, more or less full strength, I'd imagine, going into this week. Right, Middlesbrough. And they have a new injury, and it's to Charlie Miller, who is out for 3 months.
Oh, that's big. Okay, they bought Selakovic, isn't it?
So he's out till Game Week 26.
So Marinelli back on the table, I'd imagine, as an option. Well, they got linked with
Gronkai.
They're linked with Gronkai, aren't they?
But you'd imagine Gronkai would play as a winger.
I would imagine if they sign him, Gronkai will play on the left and Johnson will come back into the middle next to Selakovic, I would imagine would happen. But at the moment, until that happens, Marinelli's probably going to play in central midfield again, I would think.
He was one of those unsung heroes of season 2, wasn't it? Picking up returns left, right, and centre. Yeah, he's what we priced him this season? 6 million. We priced him at. What else is there from Middlesbrough? Paul Ince, 84%. We've got Stuart Parnaby at 89%, and then the upcoming suspensions. Gareth Southgate is suspended for 2 matches, so Game Week 13 and Game Week 14. And we have Bradley Jones after his red card in the Cup. Where the fuck is he? There he is. He's got a 3-match suspension, which is 14 and 15, because they'll have a League Cup fixture in the middle of that as well. So that's Middlesbrough. Suspensions and injuries all over the place. Right, Newcastle.
Ooh, not Bernardo owners don't really want that, do they? Big red injury sign for Robbie Elliott.
So Robbie Elliott, yes, is out for 2 weeks with a twisted knee till Game Week 14. So yeah, we would imagine that Olivier Bernard will drop in to play at left back for a couple of weeks. Which I mean, they're away to Chelsea, aren't they? Oh no, away to Liverpool at first. So yeah, I mean, Bernard's at a nice price where you can bench him now. So yeah,
I think so.
you just bench him now, don't you? And then by the time then they've got Leeds at home, so then you can bench him again. And then by the time they play Spurs away, yeah, he's good to go again, I think. Although by then Spurs might have a good manager and actually be a good team again. What else is there from Newcastle? Gary Holt still got a month to go for him, so it's game week 17. Steve Harper, backup keeper, 89%. Gavilan, 89%. And Adam Foster, 89%. And they've also had not Gary, but Steve Caldwell added to the game for he's a 4 million defender.
He was 20th off the ball, which is exactly what you want from your central defenders.
Right, so
that means you're quite good at finding yourself space. I don't think you really want to be doing that as a centre. You'd rather be quite flat to someone, really, not looking for space. But
right, on to
Newcastle.
Norwich. No new injuries. Notman is out till game week 29 still. Emblin 90%. He's out till game week 13 still. Zema Abbey is down to 90% condition. They do play on the Sunday though, so that's okay. And same with Ali Gibb at 89%, Graham Marchant 87%. Neil McCann at 88%, Darren Moran at 88%, and Richard Walker at 87%. So you'd imagine they're all going to be okay for their fixture against Ipswich. So yeah, not much to report from Norwich. Sunderland.
Oh no, Arca I was going to get Arca in for Carbone. That was going to be my move this week, and now he's orange flag. At least I haven't done it yet.
He was flagged last week.
Yeah, he played though, didn't he? I think.
Yeah. So yeah, Arca out for one day with a twisted knee. Teal out for one day. They play. Oh no, they play on the Monday. That's why I haven't. I was thinking, why haven't I flagged them? They will not be flagged on the site because I imagine that they'll be fully fit and okay.
Days, yep.
Yeah, they've got 2 days till they fit their fixtures. So I haven't. I was like thinking, oh, did I miss out putting flags on these? But that's why I didn't. Yeah, because they're both one day and they play on the Monday against Everton. So yeah, they won't be flagged. There's no need to flag them. But yeah, that's it. Tome's still out till game week 14 with his damaged shoulder. Other than that, all okay from Sunderland. Right, Tottenham. And it's getting close now.
Yeah, it's getting there, isn't it?
Yeah, so Everson is now 90%, 3 weeks to go. Yeah, but we've seen like with One Chop that these players could come back early and never know. So
I'm not sure. I think 3 weeks might be pushing it. I think.
But yeah, but I think it's now time to start. Like if you're on Rushbury or Wood, like it's now time to maybe start thinking about your way out from one of those.
There's a few other 4.5s. I say we haven't got to Watford yet, but I saw Helgeson got injured last week, so there might be is Noel Williams 4.5.
So you might be end up using your where there's an injury at a club, just picking up their reserve backup.
Well, and then Dave Bothroyd's going to play for a couple of games soon because both teams got a 3-game ban. You can get around a bit of the 4.5. There are actually a few playing 4.5 strikers, it looks like, at the minute, or at least for small runs of games.
So we imagine Stefan Everson is game week 15 at the moment, and Rebrov still got a month to go. So we're saying game week 17 for Rebrov. Totter 87%. That doesn't really matter. And Stephen Clark still got 2 matches to go on his ban, where he returns in game week 14. So that's it from them. And then finally, Watford. Have they got any new injuries, or are they all okay? They've got one new injury. Yes, Helgeson. So Helgeson is out for 10 days with a gashed leg, so it's game week 14 for him. Richard Johnson still out till game week 22. Joe Tessum is 90% game week 17. He's out for a month. Ramon Vega is 90%. We've got him as game week 14. It's 2 weeks. Gary Walsh is still low condition at 84%. And Lloyd Doyley is low condition at 86%. And we've actually added another player to Watford. Watford are the only team. So when I filter the spreadsheet, they're the only team I had to scroll down. They've got that many players available for them on the website now because of all of the injuries. So yeah, Tom Lyons. Where's this guy? Here he is. Can play pretty much anywhere.
Trying to tell us another sweeper, just in case.
So sweeper, defender, defensive midfielder, or a forward, right centre. Yeah, he can play
Sweeper or forward. Well,
is he a regen? And he's a regen, but he's not a very good regen.
be interested who plays this week because that Doyley's been playing, but that's quite a low condition. It's obviously high enough to start, but I wonder if they'll throw Vega in. They may well throw Vega in this week. Not, I don't think anyone's going to be getting him, so it should make a lot of difference.
They play on the Sunday. There's lots of Sunday fixtures this week, so yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Vega gets thrown in for this.
We shall see. So that is that for all of the condition. What else is there?
Just the game week 13 stuff, is it?
Game week 13, yes. So let's have a look. So this is the game week 12 fixtures. So 4 on the Saturday, 5 on the Sunday, 1 on the Monday. And game week 13.
Oh, boo, Man United, Bolton's still there. Boo.
So we still have Arsenal, Chelsea, Villa, City, Everton, Norwich, Ipswich, Liverpool, Leicester, Watford, Man United, Bolton, Bradford, Sunderland, Newcastle, Leeds, Middlesbrough, and Tottenham. So there's only one game missing, and that is Coventry versus Blackburn. I imagine that with Blackburn, it is.
Yeah, Blackburn have got a few, haven't they? Austinstad and.
It is Austinstad, Berg, Ludvigsen, as well as two guy. They've got 4 players that could have been called up, but at least 3 of those 4 have been called up, if not all of them.
I'm quite surprised Ipswich Liverpool didn't go, to be honest. That's a touch for people who've got players in that game because I thought that was quite likely to go. Liverpool have got quite a few possibles, haven't they? But
yeah, who have they got? Risa, Hegem,
Dudek was
Dudek.
But
yeah, Dudek's in there. It's unless I'm just going to say that now, unless the call-ups don't all happen on the same day and cause the postponement. So we, like I say, that it's just Blackburn and Coventry now, and then I'll have a look at the simulator. I think if I see in the sim, like obviously when we come off this, I go and have a look at the sim and we sort out the leak and all that. I'll say it now. If there are any further postponements, they will be announced on Twitter tomorrow morning. After I've seen the sim, but yeah.
Can you just push the Norway squad, Rob, just to make sure that's because there's 2. I'm surprised Risa and Hegem haven't been called up. Oh, Risa's not there, is he?
No.
Maybe they've got away with it. Maybe they didn't call Risa up.
Yeah, so maybe that's
why. Yeah, I'm guessing that's the reason why.
Yeah, so at the moment, this is where it gets complicated. At the moment, the fixtures have been put into Where is it? This midweek here, 3rd of December in game. So double game week 16. However, after the draw of the UEFA Cup third round, this clashes with the second leg. 3rd of December. I think it's the 4th of December. Yeah, third round, second leg. There. So it clashes with that. So this will not be in game week 16. I'm not even going to update the website for it. This will get moved to not to 17 because of Europe.
And
So
Blackburn are still in, obviously, aren't they?
this will get moved into this game week here, which is game week 21. Which for those that played in season 2, we had Spurs and Charlton both double in this game week. So game week 21, they play one midweek, and then they play the FA Cup. No, yeah, those fixtures get moved anyway, and we've already planned for that.
It doesn't matter yet, does it? It's
So
a reasonable
yeah, game
distance
week
away.
21 is the 30th of December, and then these teams play the FA Cup on the 3rd of January, and then before game week 22 on the 10th of January in the midweek, they'll play the second fixture of game week 21.
Do you just want to click on the squads, Rob? I know that the games haven't been postponed for game week 13, but obviously the internationals still take place that week. So any like Hegem, for example, will still be unavailable for game week 13 for Liverpool, right? It'll be on international duty. They say Liverpool's game is still on.
Yeah,
but the players that have been called up won't be available for that week.
Can't see who the actual squads. So I can't flag them as like because any like future stuff. I put a blue flag on it. But I can't flag them because I can't see the squad. So yeah.
When you just clicked on the Norway, that wasn't the squad just then. When you clicked on the Norway one,
that was their last fixture team. So yeah, that will be the squad from their last fixture against Estonia. So if you take, for example, like sub 4 is Houghton, and then he's there sub 4. So yeah, that's their squad from the last fixture. It's annoying. I think.
I wonder how they called the Blackburn fixture off then if they've not named the squad.
No, they have named the squad.
I just haven't updated it on here. Fine, sorry.
But you can't. Yeah, you just can't see what that squad is. Which is weird. Like in the display, unless you're managing the team yourself. Yeah, I could probably.
That's if you, I'm sure. So you might be able to find a little bit more out after you've run the sim.
Yeah, I could probably like add. I could probably add myself as a manager of Norway and then see the squad.
I wouldn't do that. You upset the
algorithm.
yeah.
The purists out there. We might we'll know for sure next week who is in all the squads. But yeah, we just don't know.
Just at your own risk, everyone. If you're going to try and bring a Norwegian player into your team, it's risky.
A Norwegian player, a Polish player. I think if you go back, at some point, someone asked in the Q&A tweets to see the most recent squads from, and oh no, there was the week of those last round of internationals. I tweeted every single call up. So yeah, if you go back to those those tweets and look for the there's definitely Danish players, there's definitely Polish players, there's definitely Turkish, and there's definitely Norwegian. I'm not sure if there's any Bosnians. I think there was one Ukraine player. But yeah.
Where's Luzhny from? Was it Ukraine, from Arsenal?
Yeah, Luzhny's from Ukraine. So yeah, I think Poland it's only Dudek, but there's quite a few Danish players, Norwegian players, and Turkish players. Like we know for unless Ekiog gets his 1 match ban, that it'll be Ekiog and Rocker Jr.
Ronnie
Playing centre
Johnson's
back
going to get called up,
for
probably.
centre back for Man United next week, most likely. But yeah, like you maybe use that as a way of, I could get a couple of games of this player guaranteed because this player is going on international duty possibly. So yeah, one to keep an eye on. And yeah, obviously next week we'll know for sure who has been called up, etc. So there you go. Game week 13. The blank fixture is Blackburn versus Coventry. It's the best scenario we could have, I think, because, like you said, I think it was Heskebo that had a look and he was like, potentially, I think it was like 8 teams we could have had blanking.
Yeah, Man United, Bolton, and Liverpool and Ipswich were the 2 games that looked the most likely. So it's good news for me. I haven't got a headman, so that's obviously the main talking point of that news. That quite a lot of people probably haven't got a goalkeeper for game week 13 now.
Yeah, those
because they've probably got the backup Coventry keeper with headman, haven't they? A lot of them.
Well, he's oh yeah. So yeah, I was going to say he'll still play. No, he won't. He won't be playing. No Coventry players will be playing. So yeah, that is it. Just have a quick flick through the end of the chat. Now the left back is missing from that Norway squad, isn't he? Or
They had the Rangers guy within the Norway squad. I think he's it's Stala. I think he's. I can't think I pronounce his name. I think he's from Rangers.
Oh, who am I looking at? Blackburn. That's it. Norway. Hegeland is the left back. He's there.
No, he's not.
He's not. Oh, so this is the squad. Must be the squad. I'll flick. Let's go back to the competition then. So this could be the squad. Let's go by club. Make it easier. So Hansen, Gronkjar, Gravison, Gardso, Sorensen. All out. Oh, my draft team's got Oaks. So yeah, guaranteed Oaks to be playing next week.
Well, Chelsea ain't got a right winger, right? Gronky is the most likely replacement for Carbonia.
So
I think
Zola next week. So... I think Zola. Yeah, I think he can play right mid. Chelsea.
We've got that Christensen guy, who's I don't know if he's very good, but young guy coming through, might be him. But
so that's Denmark, Poland. I think it's just Dudek. Sort by club. And yep, just Dudek for Poland. Bosnia, I don't think it's anyone.
Mo Konjic must have left Coventry. He played for Coventry once upon a time.
He's at Forest.
Is it known in Forest? Yeah.
Ukraine, just Luzhny, I believe. There's Luzhny. Yeah.
A Sheffield Wednesday player with Shevchenko. Look at
that. Norway, I've got a few. So Berg, Leonardson, Hegem. Oh, Solskjaer's at Marseille now. Who else is there? Ostenstad, Jonsson, and that's it.
So Bradford will have a different right winger for one game because Leonardson's their normal right mid, so there's a change there.
And Turkey, 2 guy from Blackburn.
No, is it? No.
From Leicester, and that's it from Turkey. We think they might be the final squads. Then might not be. We'll find out next week.
It makes
I'm
sense.
not going to flag. I'm not going to flag the players just in case.
But it would make sense because I think Liverpool had 3 and there's no Risa and Bolton. Some of their names I didn't see there. I think that the Snorrison guy I think needed to be called up to make.
Yeah.
To get their quota to too many, but he wasn't there either. So I think those squads may be right. I think.
John Shanley. Brexit transfers
Rita.
this week. Everyone's just going to be bringing in England players.
The Norway manager's obviously fuming with Reece for all those fives and bad performances he kept playing for Liverpool at centre back. He dropped him from the
it
player.
could be to do with form. Right, so that is it for the Game Week 12 preview. Who's your initial thoughts for your captaincy next week, Craig?
I was going to captain Viduka. I don't think my mind's changed. I felt like Leeds would score more against Borough than Man United would score against Leicester. But obviously, Ruud's a contender, isn't he, for captain as well?
I think
Man United goals are a lot less spread than Leeds are.
Yeah,
so my big decision really is my transfer for Boxic. He's going. It's just a case of who for. Say Heskey's interested now. I've got 0.5 extra, so I can get to Gudjonsson.
I think any of those, like Gudjonsson, Viduka, Larsson, Van Nistelooy, I think they're the four.
We haven't actually recorded the Man On pod yet either. We normally record it on a Friday and release it on a Sunday morning, but a few of us are unavailable on Friday, so we're doing it Monday night on our Man On general Monday evening stream. So a bit different this week. I'd like to record it live on there, the Sim Data one. So I haven't actually seen any of Martin's Sim Data for this week. So I can't even project anything yet because I've normally seen all that by now, but I haven't this week. So I don't know who's going to come out on top of that. Man United looks like a 2-0 game to me. I think Leeds could score a couple more than that against Borough, but we'll see.
And just a quick one on job security. So, yeah, McLeish is still very insecure. I give him 1 game.
Sorry, Goodwin's just pointed out Snorrison's from Iceland. That's what's going to work out. That's how cheap he is.
So, yeah, I think if Spurs don't get a result against Blackburn, McLeish is gone. I'm going to put that out there now. I think that will happen. They get beat by Blackburn, McLeish goes, and then Hoddle comes back.
I don't think that. They'll probably bring a new manager who plays exactly the same tactics, and as a result, will just play exactly the same players.
They've got to play a 3 at the back, haven't they? Let's be honest. Right. So that's it for this evening. Hope you've got all of the information you need. Remember that there is the Wednesday tweet that goes out, the hashtag #QAChampMan, where you can ask for screenshots or whatever. Just bear with us. Like the tweet goes out at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I generally deal with it on my lunch break. And so just bear with us with replying to it and stuff. We do eventually, by some point in the evening, I do eventually get through all of them. So yeah, don't worry if you don't see a reply straight away, or if you've seen people reply too quickly, it's because I might have access to that screenshot quicker than other ones, so I can just bash it out. Whilst some others I might have to go searching a little bit. So just bear with us. Right, yeah. Is it you this week on the stream?
I'm not sure who with yet, but yeah, my week. So
that double your week, and it'll be with either Benno or or Deacon, maybe. I haven't seen Deacon.
At least I've got no excuse for not knowing the information this week. Right? I've just done this stream with you, so I've got no excuse.
You've had to sit here and listen to me go through absolutely everything. Cool. Good luck, everyone. Make sure you jump in on the stream on Thursday evening with Craig and insert name here. I never get the tweets right with the names anyway, so I'll schedule the tweet now and just take a guess. I'm sure that Andy or FPL Tactician will be running a space on Thursday evening from 6 o'clock for the deadline. Normally, if he doesn't know, you run one instead, don't you, Craig? There's normally a space going on where I'll jump in and cause some havoc at 7:10, and then the leak will probably be tomorrow morning. Now, I don't think it will be tonight, as it's getting on into the evening. So thanks very much for tuning in, and we shall see you Thursday. Good luck for Game Week 12.